What's the point of a university? I remember being in high school and studying calculus and asking the teacher many times, what is the purpose of studying calculus? My brother, who's a math teacher and teaches calculus, has recently discovered this sort of ancient tradition that the reason we teach kids math is to create a discipline of mind, not so that they can balance their checkbooks merely or even primarily. It's so that their minds become disciplined in how to think. Well, something like that is true of the university. Why do we go to universities? Because the university is not a trade school or a vocation school. Students don't go there simply to get a degree so that they can fix cars. They go to the university to study all these different areas of knowledge in order to perfect their intellect, to make them well-rounded thinkers. Well, what does it mean to be a well-rounded thinker, right? Someone who's you'll be able to do lots of things if you're a well-rounded thinker, but what does it mean to be a well-rounded thinker? There's a great Catholic historian, his name's Etienne Gilson, and he described the well-rounded thinker in this way, as someone, quote, who does not like to believe what he can know, and who never pretends to know what can but be believed, and yet a man whose faith and knowledge grow in an organic unity because they both spring from the same divine source. That's a cool line for anyone involved in university study, whether a student or a faculty, a staff member. So what Etienne Gilson is saying, this wonderful Catholic historian, is saying is this: a well-rounded thinker knows the difference between what he can know through his faith and what he can know through reason. For example, a well-rounded thinker will never claim to believe, have faith, only mere faith in what he can know through his own reason. So, for example, the other day, one of our students was struggling with just this very question. Someone was kind of beating up her faith in the existence of God, and she said, "Well, you just have to believe it." And I said to her, "Well, that's not necessarily true. To be a well-rounded thinker, what you can know through reason, you don't need to simply believe. That's why you've got your intellect. It's so that you can penetrate and come to know the nature of and also the reasons for what's before you. And it's a Catholic teaching that you can know that God exists through reason alone. That doesn't mean it's easy, right? Calculus isn't easy, but you can know calculus through reason alone. You can know that God exists through reason alone. Now, does that mean that everything that we can know is known through reason alone? No. So flip it around. A well-rounded thinker will say, I don't need to have faith in how calculus works because I can know it through my own reason. But on the other hand, a well-rounded thinker will also recognize when reason alone can't know something on its own. For example, we believe that the Word became flesh, that God took a human nature to himself, that he founded a church, that he gave us sacraments, right? Everything we say in the creed, so much of that is known through faith, that God has revealed it. And after the fact, we can see its intelligibility. The resurrection of the body is an intelligible thing once we have faith in it. But we can't simply use intellectual logical syllogisms to deduce the resurrection of the body. Of course not. When you die, your body seems pretty dead. Yet in the light of what we know through faith, through Christ, the Gospels, and what we know through faith given to us through Christ and through the church, those things are intelligible. But we know them through faith, and then reason starts to go. So big part of university life, whether it's a Catholic school, a state school, whatever, any university. The point is not simply to get a degree and then get a job. It's the discipline of the mind. It's the perfection of the intellect, if you like it that way, in order to become a well-rounded thinker. So that what you can know through your reason, you know through your reason. And what can only be known through belief, you know through belief. And then through the act of faith, the intellect is then free to run to places it could never have run on its own.